Cricket is my passion and I cannot avoid it. I have Naresh with me from Pune and a very dear friend from UAE, Faizan. Welcome to all of you.
Thanks, Anish. Nice to be back.
Thank you so much, Anish. Thank you so much.
So first I will talk to Faizan and ask him what did he analyze or what did he feel was the difference between the two teams yesterday?
Well, I think one name that you pointed out in the first place itself, Ishan Kishan, the debutant, coming in like, he's been playing forever for Team India and blasting everything away. He had more sixes than the whole England squad. Char chhakke unhone lagaya, and it was brilliant to watch. And with the finish, the experience that he's taken from the IPL, he's taken it further, and that came out and showed the kind of confidence that this youngster has. And what I'm really pleased about the Indian side these days is the bench strength. Their conveyor belt, is so strong. They keep coming with products right after the other. And all of those products are looking really, really good. Rishabh Pant was a big question mark while the IPL was going on. Then he went to Australia, came back to India and performed everywhere in test matches. And he was looking brilliant yesterday as well in a quick fire 25 that he made in 12, 13 balls and hit a couple of sixes as well. So I think it's the bench strength for Team India, which is turning out to be the difference between the two sides. That is what I feel.
Naresh, how would you rate the bowlers' performance who brought back India into the game?
Oh, wonderful! If you compare it to the first T20, where we did actually play 6 bowlers with Hardik being fit to bowl, we felt that we are well taken care of over there. But playing 3 spinners was something which was questionable. And then yesterday, going in with a batsman and dropping a spinner, back to that risk of playing 5 bowlers the way it happened in Australia, especially with 2 bowlers who are making a comeback after injury, Bhuvi and Hardik. So that was a bit of a risk taken. But in the end, they delivered what was expected, especially the last 5 overs, from 16 to 20th, just giving 35 away. I think that is where we could get the game back into India's favor, because 180, 185 was definitely on the cards as per the batting lineup of England. So I think the bowlers did very well, but still it was risky to go with 5 bowlers, especially 2 who are just recovering from injury.
All right. Faizan, now Naresh says it was risky. Now, kal to hum log nikal gaye, 5 bowlers ne kaam kar diya. You might have a day which might happen in the third T20 probably. Then what does Virat Kohli turn to? Bowl himself?
I don't see it happening these days, because when he was new, he was bowling a bit. But the fact is, you're spot on. I think Naresh is spot on when he says it was a bit risky. Also, Hardik Pandya coming in, he hasn't bowled in a long time. So that was another risk element. But I think this is where the Indian team has changed over the years. They realize their potential. They know what they're up against. They research the opposition and they exactly play to their strengths. Yesterday, they did the same. They chased down a target. Although T20 World Cup is around the corner, at the toss, Virat Kohli was saying, that we need to be prepared to bat first as well. But I think this is Team India who, over the years, they know how to defend those totals, how to eventually bat second and win. And they've done that confidently in this match as well. So yeah, there's a question mark on the bowling, but I think the kind of bench strength again, when it comes to bowling as well for Team India, there are good days and there are bad days. No one can deny that. But the fact of the matter is that, the kind of strength that Team India has, I think they're going to be a force to reckon with in the coming years, because, talk about all the new bowlers, even Shardul Thakur for that matter. Few years back, he was not a part of the side. He played recently in the first test match and done wonderfully with the bat also. So, India, have come out all guns blazing when it comes to their batting and their bowling as well. Think about a side which is not playing Rohit Sharma. And even then, they have youngsters coming in and winning it for them. So I think it was the batting more than the bowling that won the game yesterday for them. But yeah, I take the point from Naresh coming in where he says, they could have easily gotten on to make 180, 185, which would have been, more pressure on the batsman chasing that target down. So I think kudos to for Team India. But I understand that it's their capacity and their capability that they now know what they can do and they cannot do. And that is why they were comfortable going in for 5 bowlers.
Okay. My next question to you, Naresh, which Faizan pointed out with Rohit Sharma, probably expected to play the 30-20. Whom do you see going out?
We did speak before the second T20 where we were surprised not to see Rohit start off at first place. And the debate was all around the three openers, KL Rahul, Shikhar Dhawan, and Rohit Sharma. And I did mention that maybe Ishan may not get a game this in one of these T20s. But it was a surprise element of getting Ishan up to open. We always felt that Ishan would be a backup for Rishabh Pant. And I think Rishabh Pant is getting that long run to make number 4 his own, like he made number 6 in the test matches. So I think he will get a long run there. But yeah, getting Ishan was a surprise. And obviously he did well to respond to that challenge thrown on him. So maybe Rohit is going to play directly the ODIs. We don't know. Or maybe he'll just play the 4th and 5th. The third one may still go with the same lineup and go ahead with 5 bowlers, because I think now what India has done has shifted the contest between bat and ball to the contest between bat and bat. So both the batting lineups are going to be challenged to score as much as possible, and the other team going to chase. So I feel the same lineup will play tomorrow, and Rohit may come in probably a game later.
All right. Faizan, Rahul's form concern?
Not really, actually, Anis. I think, he's a fantastic bat. He's shown that everywhere, wherever he has played. But then again, it comes down to this. If one player is not performing for 3 matches, there are 3 other players who are sitting for their chance. For example, Sky didn't get a chance yesterday. And, I was a little disappointed that he didn't get a chance to bat. He debuted without batting in a match. The kind of form that he's been in the IPL over the years for at least 3-4 seasons now, he's been brilliant with the bat. And it was a little unfortunate to see him not coming out at number 4, because I think Rishabh Pant is a player who can be good at any position. And he's one of those players, who can come down at number 6, number 5, and while 5 overs are remaining, and he can blast everything away. So I think Sky would be my number 4 if given chances, and he does well for the side. But you first have to give him chances. So I was a little disappointed in that fact that Surya Kumar Yadav didn't get a place in among the top 4.
Okay, point well noted. Naresh, my next question to you. Like Faizan says, no issues with Rahul. He should come off very soon. Now, we have already Rohit sitting out. And Surya Kumar Yadav, as Faizan mentioned, should be batting at 4. Now, let's presume India bat first. You still insist, Naresh, rather, you still feel that he should come at 4? And India should not push Pant ahead?
I think KL definitely is a long-term investment for India. So it's probably a lean patch, and he would be given that opportunity to get out of that lean patch, especially in Indian conditions. But as far as Pant, we did see him at number 4 in these 2 games, probably is the first choice. Maybe depends on the situation. And if Ishan continues being a left-hander, is a left-hander replacing a left-hander? So yesterday when Ishan got out is when Rishabh Pant walked in. Would that be the situation going ahead? We'll have to see. If Ishan is on the crease and you have a right-hander getting out, maybe Surya Kumar is promoted. We'll have to see those situations on how the Indian management is thinking. Or is it that they want to go ahead and keep Rishabh there so that he's also getting the confidence and we don't get into the 2019 debate of who's our number 4, So we'll have to see those situations. And coming back to the risk of 5 bowlers, I think Virat is waiting for Jadeja to get fit. So probably we'll see another left-hander coming in who can even bowl well. So he may worth taking the risk until Jadeja is fit again.
So that brings my next question to you, Faizan. If Jadeja is fit, who goes out?
That's a big one. Well, I would back Naresh when he says, KL Rahul is a long-term investment, but I'd still like to see Rohit Sharma back in the side. Even in place of KL Rahul, I don't mind that because Rohit is one of the finest players in the world right now. So let's first, address the elephant in the room. Later on, yeah, that's a toughie. That's a big question. Who's gonna walk out because everyone is performing in the side. Hardik Pandya came in, and I think he should be there in the side. Shardul Thakur, the way he's performing, he should be there in the side. Washington Sundar has been a revelation throughout the Test series, and now he's doing good in T20s as well. So I think, one question mark in the last 10 games is a slight question mark. I think the guy has a lot of potential, and I'm not questioning his potential or his talent whatsoever. But I think Yuzvendra Chahal might be looked at for the time being, because in the last 10 matches, his average economy rate has been 9 plus in those last 10 games. So that might be a place of a slight concern for Team India. I'm not saying that he's not a good player. He's a great player and he's going to play for a long, long time. That is what I genuinely believe in. But right now, currently, if Ravindra Jadeja was fit, I would think, they should take Ravindra Jadeja instead of Yuzvendra Chahal. That gives depth to the batting, although India has a huge, depth in their batting lineup when it comes to this. Even Shardul Thakur can make some runs. We've seen that. So that's not a problem, but it certainly gives a cushion. If something like a first ODI, first T20 thing that happened in the first game, where a lot of wickets fell in the first 10 overs, 4 of them, in fact, I think this is where Ravindra Jadeja can come in and give the cushion as well. And let's face it, he's not a defensive bowler. He's an attacking option for you as well. So I would prefer Ravindra Jadeja right now over Yuzvendra Chahal.
So Faizan says you get in Jadeja instead of Chahal with a sword and start swinging. Good point. Sounds very interesting, and it's going to be headaches, rather good headaches for Virat Kohli and Ravi Shastri. And now, you know what? India is spoiled for choices. At the moment, you haven't tested out Surya because he has not batted. Then you've seen Ishan Kishan coming and straight away taking Shikhar Dhawan's place. And it seems like Shikhar Dhawan is going to be out for the moment. Come the World Cup, let's presume that this 5-test match series goes India's way. And then we have the IPL. And I heard yesterday, I think one of the experts were talking that players will be selected on form. You think that's going to happen, Naresh?
Yeah, but, this is the core, whatever you call 22, 23 member, if considering Mohammad Shami, Bumrah and Jadeja are not part of this 19, add them 22, they would be the core. The focus is going to be on them, on how they perform in IPL. Yes, it was unfortunate Tewatia and Chakravarti have not cleared the fitness test, which will continue to happen. And even Natarajan is currently injured. But I think beyond them, I don't think they would look at a new player at this point of time, considering the World Cup is just about 6-7 months away. But yeah, this is still a very, very good headache to have, this 22, 23 core team.
Faizan, he mentioned about Varun Chakravarti, and we were all bamboozled by the way he bowled in the IPL last year. And if he crosses that Virat Kohli's fitness mark, you get him straight into the side?
I doubt that.
Perform obviously in the IPL.
I really doubt that, because there are a lot of players who are performing right now for Team India. So going by form, I don't see him getting into the side. I think Washington Sundar is a much better option when it comes to this, although they are both different kind of bowlers. But again, this is an age and day of cricket where, if you have a skill in one department and you have skill in another department, that gives you a push any which way, because it's a 20-over game. You want all players to be handy with the bat. And Washington Sundar, for example, even Ravindra Jadeja, for example, they are more than handy with the bat. So they give you that depth. And let's face it, the English side, in the last 5-6 years, the way they've grown, we've seen the depth in their batting, and they've won most of their matches while batting. This is a batsman's game, T20. So as much as bowlers are important, and they always will be, of course, but the fact is, it's your batting depth, it's your batting lineup that wins T20 games. Test cricket is a different ball game, different story altogether. And I would take my words back if it was about Test cricket. But if it comes to T20 cricket, and I genuinely believe that this is the pool of players that is going to go on further for the World Cup. So I don't see, I back Naresh, and I don't see Varun Chakravartis of the world getting into the side as of now this year at least.
Honestly, I don't want to wear the selector's hat at this moment, because there's so many choices. We are spoiled for choices. But nonetheless, before we wind up the show today, I'll ask both of you this same question. Finally, we saw Virat Kohli play the way he should be playing. Rather, when I started my show, I said with the calm head rather than going gung-ho and playing the aggressive or hitting in the air type of strokes. Naresh?
Oh yeah, and it was okay. There was a point where I think he was dropped off the first ball of Chris Jordan, it seems, but that's good to have. Those kind of opportunities make you score that big. And he was enjoying, players like Ishan and Rishabh around him. So the role was that he's going to stay on till the end, and the others bat around him. and even when Shreyas came in. So it's good to see him back in touch. It was very, very important, not only for India, but for Virat himself, because it's only going to be white ball till we go into the final of the World Test Championship. And it's really, really something which we want to see Virat score big in a test game also. And he's kind of a player, irrespective of the format. Once he gets a big score, he's really someone to look forward to get big scores consistently.
Faizan, Virat Kohli staying at the wicket keeps the dressing room assured.
We were talking during the IPL as well, Anish bhai, about this, and we in detail talked about this, that Virat Kohli is a different kind of player. He should take his time. He should settle in. He's a player around which the team plays. So he's your most important batsman. And I think it doesn't serve his purpose if he goes gung-ho from the very first ball, trying to hit it big. He needs to build his innings. And look at that. Even after building his innings, he had a strike rate of 149. So he is one of those players, again, backing Naresh here, who can change the game completely once he settles in. So I would want to see, the whole team playing around Virat Kohli rather than Virat Kohli trying to be a Rishabh Pant and go for big shots.
Absolutely spot on, Faizan. Naresh, great to have you guys. And we hope India continue this winning streak in the third T20 and take it probably to the fourth, where England have to face their backs to the wall. Thank you very much, guys, and look forward to catch you soon. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye. Take care.